Macau. He's now a managing partner at the Asia Group, joins me. Look, I read Lee's inaugural speech. I mean, I could be proven wrong, but I don't think the word democracy appears in it once. He talks about how everything is, the importance of business, the importance of stability, blah, blah, blah. But I think he fails to realize the crucial point, which is that which made Hong Kong.
Yeah, I think that the new chief executive is definitely taking his cues from President Xi, and President Xi's priorities are first and foremost political stability from the Chinese perspective in
Right.
Hong Kong, and second, but also importantly, economic growth and development and how that contributes to the mainland. I do think that the mainland government and President Xi have a view that the cause of political instability in Hong Kong was economic or had to do with people
Right.
feeling like their livelihood was not good. And in fact, the view from the West is that it was because people wanted to have democratic rights.
Is it your view? Do you share the view of some that actually China, mainland China, doesn't really care and actually will be quite happy to watch Hong Kong go down the toilet? It's got Shanghai, it's got its own larger economy itself. This idea of Hong Kong being the financial window for China simply is irrelevant these days. And if Hong Kong withers, so be it.
You know, Richard, I don't agree with that. I think that China needs Hong Kong for at least another decade to provide the access to foreign capital and the flow of information and ideas and finance that will really help develop the Chinese economy. The Shenzhen and Shanghai are just not able to substitute what Hong Kong does because they can't operate in a hard currency the way Hong Kong does, and they don't have the same human talent and the same flow of information that's really necessary for a global financial center.
So Hong Kong cannot thrive if China maintains to keep, never mind the democracy issues, let's just talk straight business. It cannot thrive if China keeps its foot on the neck on its zero COVID policy. Look, you're going about your normal daily life wherever you are. I am as well. Everything's normal in the rest of the world. It's far from normal there. And until they get rid of that or move back to normality, it can't survive.
Yes, certainly for the last couple of years, the single biggest issue for the foreign business community and the Hong Kong business community has been the inability to move and do business in person with the rest of the world, which has really been a major drag on activity. Once that goes away, and I got to assume that at some point in one form or another, COVID will be less important, there's going to be other issues as well. Particularly, is the rule of law still upheld in Hong Kong in commercial law? And can people still get the information they need to make investments? So far, that might be okay, but those need to be watched closely by foreign investors.
As we look towards a US election in a few years' time, and we look at the poor relations between China and the US, which of course is worsened in a sense because China it's supporting President Putin, but not quite going all the way, but at the same time, highly critical of the US. Ukraine is a very awkward situation for China.
Yes, they kind of stepped in it by having President Putin come to Beijing for the Olympics,
Right.
and then 2 weeks later launch an unprovoked war. I personally think China was caught a bit by surprise. They might have thought that Russia would be aggressive, but not isolate Russia and to a certain extent China by association
Right.
because of that action. It's been really detrimental for China's standing globally.
Kurt, if I have to ask you to come off the fence one way or the other on business and economics, are you optimistic about the future of Hong Kong?
I am. I think it's going to do fine for a while. So I don't know if that's off the fence or not. I don't think it's going to be the raging success story that it was in previous decades. There is more competition in Asia, as you pointed out, and the restrictions that China has imposed on lifestyle there are having an impact. But I don't think it's going to be irrelevant. So I guess maybe I am still fence sitting. I think people need to watch this closely and make wise decisions.
It's July the 4th. You're allowed to fence sit on the Independence weekend. Good to see you, sir. I'm grateful. Thank you. It
Thank
is
you.
question.